Planning for your child's education. It's probably one of the biggest financial goals for any parent, right? It's exciting to think about, but let's be real, it can also be a huge source of anxiety. So, in the next few minutes, we're going to build a really clear, simple plan to turn all that worry into pure confidence.
You know, it's the question that keeps so many of us up at night. Did I pick the right school? Are they happy? Am I doing enough? But deep down, what we're really asking is, have I set them up for the future? It can feel like you're staring at this massive mountain you have to climb. But honestly, it doesn't have to be that way. The journey starts with a single, totally understandable first step. So, let's break down exactly where you can and should begin. Okay, listen up, because the most powerful tool you have isn't some complex financial secret. It's just time. Seriously, the earlier you start, the more time that magic of compounding has to work for you. This is your superpower. Now here's where it gets really interesting. You can forget about needing some huge lump sum to get going. Let's take a look at what a small, disciplined, and consistent investment can grow into. We're talking about an investment of just 7,000 rupees a month. For a lot of people, that's actually doable. It's all about building that habit. Now, if you just invest that amount every single month for 15 years, you'll have put in a total of 12.6 lakh rupees of your own money. And yeah, that's a good chunk of change for sure. But here's where things get really exciting. Thanks to the power of compounding, that 12.6 lakh investment could balloon into a potential corpus of 43 lakh rupees. Now this assumes an average return of about 15% a year, which is optimistic, but it has been achievable for some equity funds over long periods. And of course, you got to remember, any market-linked investment has risks, and past performance is absolutely no guarantee of what's to come.
And this chart just says it all, doesn't it? Take a look. That smallest bar, that's the money you actually put in. But that much bigger piece, that's all growth. Your money literally worked for you and made more than double what you invested. That is the magic of starting early. So here's the most important point. Building that strong financial future for your child, it's less about having a ton of money to invest right now, and so much more about the discipline of investing a little bit consistently over a long, long time. Okay, so we've seen how incredible consistent investing can be. The next logical question is, where exactly do you put that money to work its magic? I know the world of investments can feel overwhelming, so let's make it super simple. I want you to think of your strategy as having two main buckets. First, you've got your growth bucket. This is where you're aiming for higher returns, but yeah, it's linked to the market. Then you have your safety bucket. This is all about stable returns and, most importantly, protecting your money. So in your growth bucket, this is the engine of your whole plan. Mutual fund SIPs are a fantastic way to start. They just automate small, regular investments into a whole bunch of stocks. You know, things like flexi-cap funds give the manager freedom to invest across all kinds of companies. Then there are ULIPs, which are interesting because they mix investment with life insurance, but you definitely want to keep an eye on the fees there. And hey, if you're a more hands-on investor, you can even open a DMAT account in your child's name for direct stocks. And then in your safety bucket, you've got the foundation. These are all about stability. The government-backed PPF and the Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana for a daughter are excellent choices, offering guaranteed returns that are often tax-free. You also have debt mutual funds, which are less volatile, and of course, good old fixed and recurring deposits, which give you predictability and security. These become really, really crucial as you get closer to needing the money. All right, having the right tools is one thing, but knowing how to use them over time, that's the real key to success. Your strategy has to change as your child gets older. Let's look at how that actually works. This timeline is basically your blueprint. When your goal is more than 10 years away, you can afford to take on more risk, so you focus heavily on that growth bucket. As you get closer, say within 5 to 10 years, you start to create some balance, maybe shifting to hybrid funds that mix both. And then in those last few years, the #1 priority is protecting your capital. You start moving your money into the safety bucket to lock in those gains and protect them from any last-minute market drop. So what can you do right now? Here's a super simple 3-step action plan. First, define your goal. Try to guess what that future education might cost, and don't forget inflation. Second, automate your investments. This builds discipline and makes it totally effortless. And third, review your plan every so often, maybe once a year, just to make sure you're still on track. So we've covered the why, the what, and the how. But you know, the most important part of any plan is actually turning it into action. It all comes down to what you do next. There's this famous saying that just perfectly captures what long-term investing is all about. You can't change the past, right?
But the power to start building for the future is always in your hands, right here, right now.
At the end of the day, securing that bright future isn't about one giant, heroic financial decision. It's built on a foundation of small, consistent, disciplined steps that you can begin taking today. So the only question left is, what will your first step be?